Good morning. Let us start with exercise 3.1 today. The first question says that find the radian measures corresponding to the following degree measures. Okay, we know that in order to find the radian measure, so radian measure is equal to, okay, so whenever we have to convert an angle into radian, we multiply by a factor 180 over pi times the angle in degrees. Okay, and whenever we have to find the degree measure of a given angle, we always multiply by a factor 180 over pi times the given angle in radians. So this is how you remember it. If pi is in the numerator, the resulting angle will be in radian, whereas if pi is in whereas if 180 degree is in the numerator, you get the resulting angle in degrees. Okay, so let's start with question number 1. I'll take up the first and second part of this, and the remaining two parts you can try for yourself. So let's take up 25 degrees to be converted to radian measure will correspond to, you will be multiplying it by pi upon 180. Now we can always leave pi in the numerator. Okay, so we need not solve it if pi is in the numerator, whereas if pi is in the denominator, we definitely have to solve it. Now, so what we do is, we just solve this way. 25 goes 5 times from 5, and this is 36. So this simply is equal to 5 upon 36 times pi, or you write 5 pi upon 36 radians, which is the answer. Now let's take the second part. Now it says minus 47 degree 30 minute. Now one thing which we have to keep into our consideration is that there is no change in the sign, whether the angle is in degree measure or radian measure, sign remains the same, because the sign indicates only the direction in which we are measuring it. Okay, so first of all, what we do is we convert this whole angle into degrees. So 47 30 upon 60 degrees, which becomes, this goes 2 times, which is minus 47 1 by 2 degrees, which becomes minus, this mixed fraction has to be converted into proper fraction. So this becomes 94 plus 1, 95 upon 2 degrees. Now this needs to be converted. So now 95 upon 2 degrees will correspond to 95 upon 2 into, now again we have to multiply by a factor of pi upon 180 degrees. Now 5 goes now here 36 times. If you cancel it by 5, you get 1 times, then 45 means 9. So this result corresponds to 19 pi upon 72, but there was a minus sign here, so you will have a minus sign here also, these many radians. This is the answer. Same way you can try out the remaining two parts of this question. Now let's come to question number 2, first part. Now this says that we have to convert the degree measure, we have to find the degree measure corresponding to the following radian measures. Now here it is 11 upon 16 radian to be converted to degree. So in order to convert to degree, what we do is we multiply by a factor of 180 over pi. Now these many degrees we will get. Now here if you notice, pi comes in the denominator, and we usually do not leave pi in the denominator. So substituting this pi, substituting 22 by 7 in place of pi, so you get 22 and upon 7 goes here. Solving it, we get here it goes 11 gets cancelled, here you get 90 and here you get 45, here you get 8. So this becomes 45 into 7 is 315 upon 8. So many degrees. Okay, now when you solve this degrees, the further divisions of degree is into minute and second. So this you have to be very careful about. So what we do is we will be writing it as what? So 315 when you divide by 8, what we get is 315 when we divide by 8, what we get is, here it goes 3 times, you get 24, you are left with 7, so 75, and here it goes 9 times, so we get 72, we are left with 3. Now we don't put a decimal here, so this becomes equal to 39 3 by 8 degrees, which becomes 39 degrees 3 into 60 upon 8 minutes. Okay, so now we need to solve this further. So what we get, 3 into 60 is 180. So we write 180, or this also gets cancelled, it becomes what, 180 upon 8 minutes becomes, it goes 4 2s and 4 45. So this becomes 45 by 2 minutes. So when you solve it, you get 22 1 upon 2 minutes. We further convert it, it becomes 22 minutes and 60 upon 2 seconds, which becomes 22 minutes 30 seconds, and so this becomes 39 degree 22 and a half minute, which is 39 degrees 22 minute 60 by 2 seconds, which becomes 39 degrees 22 minutes 30 seconds, which is the answer. And it was given to be positive, so the answer is also positive. So now let's take up the second part of this question. Question number 2, second part is -4 radians to be converted to degree. It will be equal to -4 into, now into degrees we have to convert it, and so what we get is, we have to write it as 180 over pi. We can't leave pi in the denominator, so we write it as -4 into 180 over 22 into 7. Now this goes 11 times, this goes 2 times. So now we have to write it as 180 into 14, you get 0 here, 2, here we get 7, here we get 180, here we get 0, 2, 15, 2. Now this becomes -2520 upon 11 so many degrees. Now let's solve it. 2520, when you divide by 11, you get 2 times 22, 32. This goes again 2 times 22, you are left with 10. It goes 9 times 99. So this becomes 229, and minus remains as it is, 229, and you are left with 1. So 1 upon 11 degrees. This becomes -229 degrees. 1 into 60 upon 11 minutes. So this becomes -229 degrees. This goes 5 times, 55. You are left with 5. 5 upon 11 minutes, which becomes -229 degrees. 5 minute, 5 into 60 upon 11 seconds. Now it is 300 divided by 11. So it becomes, now 300 divided by 11, it goes 2 times 22, you are left with 8, 80, it becomes 7 times 77, which is 3. So it is approximately equal to minus 229 degree, 5 minute 27 seconds. This is the answer. Okay, so likewise you can try the remaining 2 parts also. Now let's take up question number 3. It says that a wheel makes 360 revolutions in 1 minute. So 360 revolutions in 1 minute. Okay, so which is equal to 60 seconds. So we have to find through how many radians does it turn in 1 second. So now it implies that in 60 seconds it executes 360 revolutions. Angle covered in 1 revolution is, now since we have to write in terms of radians, so the angle covered in 1 revolution is 2 pi radians. So many angles are covered in radians. Okay, so in 60 seconds it covers so many radians. Therefore in 1 second angle covered in radians will be equal to 360 into 2 pi upon 60. This goes, it is equal to 12 pi radians, which is the answer. Now likewise you can take the 4th question, which says, find the degree measure of the angle subtended at the center of a circle of radius 100 centimeter and arc length by an arc of length 22 centimeter. Okay, so this angle theta is to be found out, but in degree measure. Now as we already know, the relation between the arc length L, the angle and the radius is L equal to r theta, where theta is in radians. So first we will find theta, which comes out in radians, then we will convert it to degrees to report the answer. So theta becomes equal to L is 22 upon the radius is r, which is 100. Now so many radians we get. Therefore, the angle covered in degrees will be equal to, now whatever angle has come in terms of radians, we will multiply, we have to convert it into degree, and for that we have to multiply by a factor of 180 over 7. So we get 22 over 100 into 180 over pi. And so what we get, this is equal to 22 over 100 into 180 over pi is 22 by 7. This gets cancelled, this gets cancelled, this becomes 5, this becomes 9. This becomes 63 over 5 degrees. When you divide it, you get, it goes it goes 12 times, so you get 60. You are left with 12 3 by 5 degrees, which is equal to 12 degrees 3 into 60 upon 5 minutes, which gives you 12 degrees. This goes 12 times, and so we get 36 seconds, and this is the required answer in degree measure. Same way you can try out the remaining questions of this exercise. Thank you.